Night settles over the arena like a cloak of smoke. Torches tremble, painting the stone walls with sweat and blood. The roar of the crowd rises, not like human voices, but like an ocean hungry to swallow everything. The sand beneath their feet has been stained by names long forgotten. In the center of that ring of fire, a man stands still. No showmanship, no fear, only the calm eyes of someone who has seen death far too many times. Marcus Aurelius Drusus, 500 victories without defeat. To the crowd, he is entertainment. To fate, he is an experiment. How many times can a man survive before survival becomes a curse? The iron gate bursts open. Metal screams. Then the stench of wild animals floods the air. Low shapes rush into the light like knives that breathe. Lions, not one, a pack. They roar for sand, for flesh, for the ending of a gladiator's story. But Marcus does not retreat. He steps forward as if walking into a storm where every drop could be the final bite. The first strike needs no sword, only timing. He slips the first pounce in a heartbeat, locks the alpha by the throat, and drives it into the sand like he's crushing an assumption. Dust erupts like smoke. The pack hesitates, just one tiny beat, because they can sense the most dangerous thing in the arena, a man who is not afraid. In this place, distance is law. Marcus turns law into a weapon. He doesn't run, he controls the rhythm of their charge, as if steering a hurricane. To the spectators, it is violence. To Marcus, it is the only freedom he has ever been allowed to touch. The freedom to choose how he stands. The roars blend with cheers, thick as thunder, and inside that thunder, Marcus hears only his own breathing, steady, slow, precise. He takes another step. He won't let the ending come from claws. He won't let fate decide for him. And then, right when the world thinks it already knows the outcome, Marcus looks up at the sky as if something else is staring back.
Marcus's gaze stays pinned to the sky until the drums beneath the stands drag him back to the sand. The arena never lets anyone dream for long. From every side, iron gates swing open at once. Hinges groan like something being dragged in chains. 20 gladiators step out, each one a desperate story, a sentence, a final hope. They don't look at one another. They look only at Marcus. This isn't a fight, it's a ritual. The 500th match, meant to turn a man into a monument and then break the monument in front of the crowd. Marcus lowers himself and picks up the sword, cold steel in his hand as a reminder. The past still demands blood. He raises his shield, one breath, and the circle tightens like jaws closing. The first strike hits like thunder. Marcus slips aside, letting the blade cut nothing but air, then answers with a short, clean, final slash. Sand erupts, steel rings like bells, and Marcus begins to read them, not as enemies, but as rhythm. He doesn't charge into the center, he pulls them after him, forces them half a step wrong, just enough to pay for it with an entire lifetime. One falls, then another. Marcus doesn't celebrate, he simply continues, as if victory is no longer an emotion, but a habit. The last opponent drops. The stands explode, but Marcus stays still, letting out a long breath like he's shedding one more debt. And then, the cheering is cut by a strange low note, like the ground itself is trembling because something enormous has woken beneath the world. The wind changes. Torch smoke rolls backward, climbing into the sky. Above, the clouds twist into a dark eye, staring straight down into the arena. Sand in the air suddenly stops, time held tight in an invisible fist. Marcus slowly looks up. A ruined light splits the heavens, nothing like lightning. It's a gash in the skin of reality, revealing a cold glow that doesn't belong to human eyes. Sound disappears. The crowd, the blades, the breath, everything is swallowed by silence. Only Marcus's heartbeat remains, pounding in his ears. Then the light takes him. In a single blink, the arena, and his entire old life slides out of his hands like sand through open fingers.
You're listening to Midnight Action Stories, thrilling crime tales after dark. If you enjoy these late-night missions, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and drop your questions or theories in the comments below.
The light pulls back like a tide, and Marcus drops into darkness. Not unconscious, not asleep, but removed, as if the world itself has muted him and moved on. A breath punches out of his chest, ragged, heavy, confused. His eyes snap open to a room that feels too clean, too cold, too precise to belong to any place men once called home. He surges upright on a metal cot, old leather straps, old scars, a body built for sand and shouting crowds, yet the sand is gone. The air smells like electricity and something sharp like winter. Marcus turns, searching for a doorway, a chain, a guard, anything familiar. Instead, he finds walls of alloy carved with glowing runes and lines of light that run like veins through steel. Here, mythology isn't painted on marble, it's engineered, bolted down, powered. Above him, the ceiling is glass, and beyond the glass isn't stone. There's a deep night sky, an aurora rolling slow like a living banner, and symbols drifting overhead like constellations that someone wrote into place. He swings his legs over the edge and stands. Bare feet meet cold metal. He pauses, and for the first time in his life, the silence hits him harder than any blade. No crowd, no chanting, no chains. Only his own breath and the sound of his heart realizing it's alone. The door opens without a creak. A woman steps in, slender, controlled, carrying pressure the way a drawn sword carries threat. Her armor isn't heavy, it's exact. Every plate sits where it needs to, like a battle plan you can wear. Her eyes pass over Marcus the way a commander studies terrain, measuring distance, endurance, and how long a man might last when the rules collapse. There's no pity in her expression, only purpose. This is Athena. Behind her stands another figure, taller, broader, built like discipline given form, a Valkyrie, the kind of warrior that feels like the North. Cold air, hard ground, and decisions that don't shake. She carries the scent of steel and war without needing to raise a weapon. Marcus shifts back half a step, not fear, but instinct. A body like his always searches for exits, always counts angles, always prepares to survive. But these women don't stop him with force, they stop him with authority, the kind that doesn't need to shout. Athena doesn't waste time with comfort or long explanations. She doesn't have to. The way she stands says enough. Whatever Marcus was before, it's over. From this moment on, his arena isn't sand. It's the edge of an ending. The Valkyrie turns first, leading him out. The corridor opens like the belly of a warship. Armories, tactical displays, rune-lit panels that hum with restrained power. And at the far end, on a steel table, sits something small, black and cold. A tool that kills from a distance. A tool that will force Marcus to learn a new kind of victory before the world demands it. Marcus stands at the steel table. The object waiting there is small, black and cold, quiet as a sleeping animal. He doesn't know its name, but he knows what it was born to do. The Valkyrie slides it toward him with 2 fingers, like she's offering a new law of the world. Athena remains behind him, saying nothing, watching as if silence is part of the test. Marcus lifts the weapon. It has just enough weight to make his wrist cautious. No scent of blood, no living vibration of a blade, only the stillness of distance, the promise of killing without contact. The Valkyrie adjusts his posture, shoulder, elbow, breath. To her, it isn't a weapon, it's discipline. To Marcus, it feels like an insult, ending a life without looking into its eyes. Ahead, the range comes alive, Metal targets rise and begin to move, zigzagging like enemies who never stay still long enough to be forgiven. He squeezes the trigger. The shot tears through the silence. The bullet flies, wide. A second shot, wide again. Marcus doesn't flinch, doesn't curse, but something sharp flickers behind his eyes. Irritation, not at failure, but at the kind of fighting this demands. The Valkyrie doesn't scold him, she only signals. The floor hums. A heavy training robot steps out from a wall bay. Tall, dense, its mechanical arms shaped like hammers. It charges. Marcus raises the gun by instinct, then hesitates for a fraction of a heartbeat. And in that heartbeat, he makes his choice. He drops the weapon and reaches for the shield strapped at his side. Steel meets steel. The first blow lands like a wrecking ball, and Marcus catches it on the shield, twisting his hips, stealing the robot's rhythm. There's no sand here, but the rule hasn't changed. Whoever controls the tempo lives. The robot adapts. It steps back. Its hand opens, launching an electrified grappling line. Marcus rows under it, surges in close, and slams the shield into a joint seam, like breaking an ankle on a giant who never learned pain. Above, Athena watches through the glass. Her gaze is surgical, cold, not because he's strong, but because he can read a battlefield even when the battlefield changes its shape. Then the robot shifts again. Red runes flare across its core, an override that shouldn't exist. A sudden energy pulse fires upward, straight toward the observation room, straight toward Athena. Marcus snaps his head up. No calculation, no strategy. He moves. He sprints. He raises the shield. The blast detonates against it, light and force exploding in his arms, hurling him hard onto the floor. Marcus lies on the metal floor, ears ringing, both arms numb from the impact. The shield still shudders in his grip, like it just caught a thunderbolt and refused to let it pass. Above him, the observation glass has cracked into a spiderweb. Athena stands behind those fractures without stepping back, unchanged in posture, unbroken in stance, yet something in her eyes dims for the briefest beat. Sigrun hits the lockdown controls, the training robot jerks, the red runes sputter out, and the machine collapses with a heavy finality, like a statue that's had its soul yanked away. Athena comes down into the training bay. She doesn't run. She moves fast and exact, every step measured. She looks at Marcus as if he's a variable that just ruined a perfect equation. Marcus pushes himself up. He doesn't ask why the attack happened. He doesn't demand answers. He only looks at Athena, checking that she's still standing, still breathing, like that is the only fact that matters. Inside the robot's core, strange symbols flare one last time, runes that don't belong to Valhalla's system. Sigrun sees them, and her expression hardens. A signature. Someone else's hand inside their fortress. Down the corridor, the lights flicker. A low note rolls in from far away, too deep to be ordinary sound, like a war horn blown through the spine of the world. Thin smoke curls upward against gravity. The runes carved into the walls begin to pulse in sequence, like a heartbeat. Sigrun tilts her head, listening the way you listen to ice cracking beneath your feet. Athena leads Marcus to a sealed door covered in runic locks. Whatever waits beyond it isn't machinery. It breathes. A heavy vibration, like something enormous sleeping on the other side of reality. Marcus places his hand on the cold surface, and the world fractures. In a blink, he sees it, like shards of broken glass, a sky split open, a modern city drowning under runic thunder, darkness spilling into streets like a tidal wave. And in the center of that ending, Marcus sees Athena collapsing in his arms. Her eyes still proud, her breath thin as mist. He tries to call her name, tries to force sound into his throat, but no voice comes, only the weight of loss, already written. The vision snaps off. Marcus jerks his hand back, breathing hard. Athena watches him, and for the first time, she doesn't look like a flawless commander. She looks like someone who has just glimpsed the shadow of her own death and didn't like what it promised. High above Valhalla, the aurora flashes, and a thin runic lip opens in the sky like an eye blinking awake. Somewhere far beyond sight, a smile flickers in the dark. Sigrun turns sharply, her voice low as steel. It has begun.
You're listening to Midnight Action Stories, thrilling crime tales after dark. If you enjoy these late-night missions, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and drop your questions or theories in the comments below.